Alright, didn't even plan on filming, but I'm going to be waiting for this light between Cromwell, this crosswalk light between Cromwell and Bally's for about 3 minutes, so I'll film this first scene of this video. How has PH been since we have been closing 4 times a week? Not bad at all. I think 4 factors, that's probably in the title. 4 big things that are happening. 1, are players like mad when they hear about it? You know what? Not many. There are people, it's usually just the people who, we close at 2 o'clock, 4 days a week. It's usually just the people who like show up at 1:15, 1 o'clock, and then at 1:30 they hear the announcement. They're displeased that they only get to play for a half hour more. They haven't played much. The people who have been playing for hours, they're like a little displeased for like 5 seconds, then don't really care. Or the people, regardless of when they came, knew about it. They knew, and they're still there playing. Someone was pretty mad. He had like just shown up, and he was pretty mad. He didn't take it out on me. He didn't take it out on the other players. He played until the very last hand. He continued to be polite to the other players and respectful to me. He continued to tip, but you know, he had to go at 2 with everybody else. There was someone who was, he sounded pretty displeased, and this was last week, my first shift of the week. We don't close. So he was here a day we didn't close, and he played until the table broke. It was after 7 a.m. The next day, for the first time, he hears that announcement, and he like seemed kind of upset. You know what, he was there the next day, fully aware that we were closing at 2, and it didn't bother him. And I also saw him in the building the day after that. I was walking into work, I walked by Earl of Sandwich, he was in the building. I didn't see him in the poker room that day, but it wasn't like he had a personal vendetta against Planet Hollywood or anything. He played 3 days in a row and was even in the building on the 4th day, so most people have no problem with it. I will say you don't see that explosion on the last hand. I remember Mandalay in 21 and 22, and even MGM in 21. People would hear the announcement, and like the last hand of the night was just like a 4-way all in all the time. We're not seeing that huge explosion at the end of the night, but we have games going. People are playing till the last hand, and people continue to come back even days after they hear the room is closing for the first time. Second thing, now filming this scene after my shift. First scene of this video was before my shift. After my shift scene. Games have been solid. Number of games, I mean, we had one day, it's usually like 3 cash games going, or 3 cash games are going like pretty late. Like after the 10 p.m. tournament either goes, doesn't go, or if it goes, like when it's about ending. We had one day, the 10 p.m. tournament was going, we had the double board bomb pot game going, and 1-3 no limit table, so we had 5 tables going at once. There was a day I remember we closed, we had 3 games go until literally the last hand. There was another day there were 3 games going, and then when the announcement was made a half hour before we closed, a lot of people started leaving. I think 1 table officially made it till the end, but yeah, traffic has been good, which is a great transition into the third thing I'm going to tell you about, my hours. My hours have been solid, yeah, fewer days, 4 days a week now, not 5 like during the peak of the series, but last week, I don't think I could top last week. Last week, my one day where we don't close, I got the last table till it broke. It went past 7 a.m. so I got overtime for that. That was a long shift. My next 3 days, we closed all of them. I had the break such that I dealt until literally the last hand. One day, I think I needed at least 2 tables going to still be on the clock for the last hand, and that happened. The other 2 days, I either needed 2 tables going, or if 1 table went and I won the random draw, I would be the one who got to close. Anyway, got breaks to go my way all 3 of those days, and I worked as much as I could possibly work, coming in at 8 and last hand at 2 a.m. So last week was real solid hours. Today, I'm not the one closing. The room does not close. I'm not the last one on, but we just got down to 1 table. So I left. I got over 6 hours. That's solid. We'll see what the next 3 days of the week are like. But for me, no problem with the hours. We had that one stretch, that one short stretch right after the series ended. We had like literally 48 hours go by with no games. I did have my first full pay period after the series ended. I did have 8 shifts, and 3 of those shifts totaled 30 minutes on the clock, 0 hands dealt. That was rare. It was still solid hours for me, solid money for me. I had no problem with that, but yeah, I thought it would last about 6 weeks, this slow stretch. It really only lasted like 2, and things have been a little better than I expected now. For me, now that it's past midnight, pretty sure it's August 10th. Fourth thing I want to tell you about, promos. Shout out to Drew and Scott from Arizona. They walked from Mandalay just because they knew I'd be working at PH. That's a pretty long walk. So nice to meet the 2 of you. Also Daniel from Minnesota, who is half Korean. Dealt it down at his table multiple times today. So shout out to 3 viewers in the poker room today. And if the camera will focus, I forgot to stop in the flamingo habitat and film the last scene. So you're getting this last scene in the parking garage. Promos. So I don't know what the people who do the accounting need to see to be like happy about traffic in the room, but the last week of July and the first 10 days of August, it's been a little busier than I expected. But as far as promos go, reading between the lines, I think there's this sense that once football season starts, things will be busier and there will be promos specific to that level of traffic. I don't think it'll be like, you know, some rooms have promos related to the game, like, oh, every time there's a score in the Sunday night game, there's a splash pot. I don't think it's going to be like that, but because college football season starts in 15 days and the NFL starts in like 7 or 10 days after that, then there's an expectation of more traffic. Different promos will be coming thusly, so stay tuned, and when there are new promos, I'll tell you. Right now we have 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. those 6 hours of the day, $200 high hand every 30 minutes. We also have the next 6 hours of the day, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., $150 high hand every 30 minutes, and you can play 25 hours throughout the week and get your entry via hours played into the Saturday tournament. That's a great deal. Don't make a deal, it's probably $1,700 to first, and it's not just like putting in hours in week games. You can play in 25 hours of amazing Planet Hollywood games throughout the week and then get a free entry into a tournament where first place is over $1,500 if you don't chop. So that's what's going on right now, and yeah, things have been pretty solid since the series ended.